Okay, so we have to give the people what they want, and
Yeah.
we're going to jump right in and talk about The Bachelor.
Okay.
Tell us about your time on the show.
Yes, I had such a great experience, and I'm very thankful for it. It absolutely changed my life.
Yeah.
It is crazy when you're on the show because you're in such a bubble and you don't have
Yeah.
your phone, you don't have any communication with the outside world. So that part of it
How
is
long
pretty
did you go
wild.
without communication?
2 months.
Without even talking to your family?
Yeah, besides my hometown. So I got to see my family on my hometown, but it
Right.
was probably only I was probably only with them for a few hours. Yeah.
What? So you couldn't even text your mom and be like, let her know how it's going?
No.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
no, you have no communication, and you also
That's-
you don't see the news or anything. You have no idea what's
You're
going on.
literally in quarantine all over
Yeah.
again. Damn. Because Vanderpump, I would think filming for 5 hours was a lot, but then you go
Yeah.
home and you can at least debrief and have your phone and go back to normal life. But you were literally at camp almost,
Literally,
away from the world.
it's like summer camp in a way.
That's so fun though. But you loved it.
I had a really great experience, and I'm very thankful for that because
Yeah.
I know sometimes that's not the case when people do
Totally.
reality TV shows. So I'm very
Yeah.
thankful that mine was positive.
Yeah.
And I loved all the producers and everyone that was involved.
Right. I know that I relate to you there. I didn't know how it was going to go either,
Yeah.
but now we can both be on the other side of it and be grateful. Thank
Yeah,
God.
definitely.
Okay. So I know we both have our fair share of reality TV experiences,
Yeah.
Bravo and ABC,
Yeah.
but I've heard they're so different. And I just want to know, I know you probably can't talk about it, but is there anything from filming The Bachelor or just anything that really surprised you? Were you guys allowed to drink?
We were allowed to drink. You could have 2 drinks per hour, I think it was. How about you?
We had a 2-drink minimum
Okay.
throughout the whole night, but that was just, they would cover it. So they would pay, production would pay for 2 drinks. And then after that, you can keep drinking, but you have to
pay
for it yourself. Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I would also say a thing that shocked me were the producers and how close I got with them. Because I never really understood what a producer was or how involved they were.
Yeah.
But it is
we're taught to fear them. Everyone's don't trust the producers. We're kind of taught.
That's what I heard going into it too. But it's crazy because a couple of the producers, especially one of them is one of my super close friends.
Yeah. I know. I agree. There's still people to this day that I talk to and we all catch up, and it is a family. You feel you're all working on this production together and you become friends. You do trust them.
Yeah.
When
definitely.
people are is it hard sharing your life? It's I don't know for you, but at first I did think so.
Yeah.
But then you get comfortable with everyone.
Yeah, you get used to it.
Yeah.
And it's interesting too because I know a lot of people when they come off The Bachelor, it's kind of, and I know for me it was too because I'm in that bubble.
Yeah.
And every single day you have somebody asking you how are you feeling? What are your emotions? And talking to you, and it's almost like a therapist in a way.
Wait, yes.
But then you get off the show and there's nothing.
No one's there
and
anymore.
It's and nobody understood what you went through and stuff. So I remember, especially being back the first few weeks from filming, I was what just happened?
Wow. It's called, that actually is crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's I went home and I had, obviously you still had your friends, I'm sure, but it's I have had James or, people who have been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
And they would help me kind of be okay, this is how it feels after, or would walk me through it. But I feel it is weird. Yeah, you're doing testimonials and they're how did this moment make you feel?
Yeah.
And then after, dang.
And then you get back and it's you go right back to your normal life and you're kind of wait.
You had a following before Bachelor, right? You were creating content.
Yeah, I had
before.
a little bit of a following. My TikTok, I think I had 40K.
Oh, wow.
And then my Instagram, I think I had 11K.
Okay.
But it
so
was.
you were used to.
I mean,
a little.
not on that scale because
Yeah.
all the stuff I was making, the content was just about my hearing loss and my cochlear implant. None of it was people being in my business and knowing what was going on in my life.
Personal
so
stuff.
that was really weird. And it was very overnight for me.
Yeah.
Because I had seen the show when I was like growing up. I watched it with my mom.
Right.
So when I was asked to come on, we were both like, this is weird.
Yeah.
But I felt like it was kind of meant to happen.
Wait, so did you get asked, like, how did that go?
I got asked. I was making TikToks about my implant. And I had like a couple that went pretty viral. And one of the casting producers saw one of my TikToks and then they reached out to me.
That's amazing. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it was.
People have to audition usually to.
It's like, yeah, most people apply or someone like submits them.
Okay.
But yeah, so it was really interesting because everything just kind of fell in place. Yeah. And so it was an interesting time too. I was still learning how to hear with my cochlear implant. Speech didn't sound that good.
Wow.
And so before I did it, I was like, I don't know if this is the right thing for me. But I was kind of just like trusting that it was in my plan because everything happened so smoothly.
And even just you making content before, like that wouldn't have led you there. So it's just like everything that
I feel like everything happened for a reason.
That's so
which is cool. Yeah.
And then now you have a bigger audience and you get to share your story with more people and help more people.
Yeah, it is cool.
Before we leave this subject and get into astrology, I have more questions. So you made it to the season finale.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of the moments. I mean, obviously you're just literally such a light anyway, but I think the whole finale and the way that you played it was just such a breath of fresh air and so nice, and everyone just loved you. Explain the finale and how that went down for those that maybe didn't see it.
Well, it was me and one other girl, Kelsey, left, and we had been friends throughout the season. And it was just, it got to the point where like I knew it wasn't me, and I also knew like he wasn't the person for me. Like so much so that I knew there was no way that he was thinking I was for him. I just don't know how else to say it besides I just like felt it so strongly in my heart. I saw like the whole process through, and then I ended up going over there and was like, I know it's not me and it's okay. But I didn't want to just like leave in a way that would like be disrespectful to him or disrespectful to Kelsey because I cared about her too. So I just tried to do what I thought what was best. And yeah, it was a really special thing. And I remember when it happened, like I knew what I did felt right to me. But I remember when it was coming like up to the point where it was going to air, I was like, I don't know if people are gonna like react well to this. And it was so positive, and I had like so many people reaching out and on social media and like even family and friends. So it was a really like impactful thing for me, and it kind of made me trust myself more in a way.
Yeah.
Because for a while, especially kind of going through all my health stuff, it made me really insecure and like really not always want to do what I want to do and kind of listen to other people. And I think it was really a moment where I took things like into my own hands and I was confident about it. Yeah. And so it really changed my perspective on myself too.
That's amazing. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
So that was the advice that I was given before, but just by my mom and close friends. Be yourself.
Yeah.
And it is so nice when you do it and it's like, oh, okay, that went well.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, that does work. Just be myself, because that's all you had to do. And it worked, and people saw you for who you truly were, which is a girl's girl.
Thank you.